Nintendo just announced a Nintendo Direct partner showcase, and I know this might be disappointing for some, but I think there's a lot of solid announcements in this one. So in this video, I'm going to go over what we could see and my hopes and predictions for this partner showcase. But before we begin, I am doing a $70 eShop gift card giveaway. All you gotta do is comment down on this video and make sure you're subscribed to enter. In the description down below is gonna be a comment sheet listing all valid comments, as well as some rules and regulations. Thank you guys so much for the support on the most recent videos, and I wish you the best of luck. But let's get right into it. Nintendo Direct time. Sorry. So we got an announcement for a Nintendo Direct partner showcase earlier today, and to the disappointment to a lot of people. But the writing was kind of on the wall. Before that, we actually had the announcement of, Drag X Drive overview trailer, which was fairly interesting, as well as the SNES Mario Paint, which seems like stuff that would be announced inside a presentation. And actually, as these were happening, I posted on our Discord saying, why announce things right now? They might be moving stuff up. Also, if you haven't already, join the Discord server in the description below. We've been doing a lot of fun, exclusive Nintendo Switch Online streams. It kind of makes sense for them to do this. And then looking at their overall calendar, this is a prediction I made over a month ago now. It honestly makes sense for this to be a partner showcase, especially if they were to still have a direct in September. Because I've said this multiple times before in previous videos, August seems to be that breather month for third parties to shine. Because right now the sales for third-party Switch games aren't really doing too good for multiple reasons, them being on game key cards or them being ports. But I think it's also because the amount of bangers that Nintendo's been putting out. If someone's going to spend $80, it's not going to be on a third-party game. It's going to be on Switch 2 bangers. So after Bonanza, having smaller games like Drag X Drive and Kirby and the Forgotten Lands coming out in August gives third-party games a little bit more time to shine. So I think during this Direct in July, we're going to get a lot of announcements for games coming out in August, and of course for the rest of the year. What does that mean for Animal Crossing as well? Because like the rumor / prediction is kind of sort of right still, but we'll get into that after some confirmed games that we know of. First, let's talk about what could be revealed for September. Now, because if there was going to be a game coming out in September, it would kind of have to be announced right now. And in these Nintendo Direct partner showcases, Nintendo has announced first-party games before, like Age of Calamity, because that's technically developed by Koei Tecmo. And of course, we have Age of Imprisonment. We 100% will see this here in this presentation with most likely a release date. But this was already slated for winter, so this is definitely not our September game. That leaves us to kind of the only other option. I think we're also going to be seeing Kirby Air Riders in this presentation because technically it's made by a whole nother company that isn't owned by Nintendo, Sora Limited. Sora, led by Sakurai, works closely with Nintendo. Nautilus Soft, Retro Studios are all owned by Nintendo, but Sora Limited isn't. So I could definitely see Air Riders as a game that could get shown off here as well. I might be coping, and I don't want to like hype everyone out. Because this is a partner showcase, I do think that they're gonna let the partners shine. And having a game like this would be kind of crazy. But you could even see right at the end of this, it is Nintendo in affiliation with Sora and in affiliation with HAL Laboratory. So it's interesting because I just think we do need to see a game in September, and this would be the perfect time unless they do a direct in August. But even if you do a direct in the middle of August, you have like maybe a month lead up time, which is kind of crazy. But let me know what you guys think. I think I might be a little crazy, but this is the only thing that makes sense to me. But let's also go into what's been rumored when it comes to third-party releases, like actual third-party publishers, starting with Call of Duty Black Ops 7. In my almost hour-long discussion video, we actually talk a lot about third parties because we believed that almost every single one of the announcements were going to be third-party related, and then we were just going to get some release dates for the games that we know of right now. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out that. But we also do talk about Call of Duty Black Ops 7 because this game is legally supposed to be coming out on the Switch too, or Nintendo consoles. I am a little vague on the exact wording of the contract, but Nintendo, I think 2 years ago, signed a contract with Microsoft where they stated that they will be releasing the next Call of Duty games on Nintendo consoles for the next 8 years, I believe. And that starts this year, I believe. So we'll definitely see this. We haven't got a release date. I don't believe this is at the Xbox showcase. I think we'll definitely get to see this game, confirming that it's going to be coming out for the Switch 2. We also had a, confirmation of, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade as well as Rebirth. I don't want to go too much into that. I've literally talked about this a ton already, but little rumors that are going on that we might see is Monster Hunter Wilds. Honestly, I love this game. Don't get me wrong. I bought it on the PlayStation 5 and my PC, and I primarily played on my PlayStation because the PC port just is not great. Let me know if you guys want me to want my thoughts on the Monster Hunter PC port. I was thinking about doing a topic like that. But legitimately, Capcom has been, supporting the Switch 2 a ton when it comes to the launch, as well as games that are upcoming. And then this is rumored. To be honest, there's a rumor going around that it's another Monster Hunter game, which makes sense, but it would be interesting if it's mainline Monster Hunter game. It would be cool to see on the Switch 2. Do I think the Switch 2 is capable? I don't know. They definitely have to focus on it a ton, but judging how the PC port runs, I'm not going to be hoping, or I'm not 100% sure. But if they legitimately do release this or announce this, I'd be surprised and picking this up day one. Last third party we're going to be talking about before we get into Animal Crossing is the Sea of Thieves. There already been a bunch of rumors on Xbox bringing a lot of their first party games onto other consoles. Sea of Thieves was a massive hit on the PlayStation 5, and this game can 100% run on the Switch, and I think would actually be a hit. The overall art style feels somewhat similar to Wind Waker in a way. I think this would be a massive hit. And Sea of Thieves would also benefit from it a lot because it is a MMO style game. It needs players to survive. So, of course, if it releases on a Nintendo Switch, it would get an influx of players. A lot of people are thinking this because of a tweet posted out by Rare, or the Sea of Thieves official Twitter account or X account. When Donkey Kong Bonanza released, they pronounced it banana. And honestly, I think a lot of people are reading too far into this. Though I do think Sea of Thieves is coming to the Switch, I do not think this is supposed to be a tease. I think just because Rare worked on Donkey Kong before, and Rare is the makers of Sea of Thieves, they just kind of want to play homage, say congratulations basically to Donkey Kong Bonanza. I do not think this was like let's, let's tease something here. I really don't think so. But I mean, it's worth putting out there because I think we're going to get it regardless. Of course, there is so many other games. This is an article from GameSpot. Everything that we know of officially that isn't rumored to have release dates yet. Duskbloods, of course. We had Borderlands 4, all the sports games, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, Enter the Gungeon. There is so many games we still don't have release dates for. That would be really cool to see. Points before we get into Animal Crossing. I genuinely do believe we'll see Age of Imprisonment and Kirby Air Riders here in this presentation. And I have a feeling Kirby Air Riders might be announced for September. It just doesn't make any sense for them not to announce some sort of game for September for themselves. Because having September is literally empty and they have so many games that could get put to it. And I think they wouldn't want to announce Metroid Prime Beyond so late to give people only a month time to figure stuff out when it comes to purchasing it. And it could be a holiday title, Metroid Prime Beyond, in November, and that would take the slot from Kirby Air Riders. Is my reasoning, but we will have to see. I will be doing a live stream, on the channel, so don't forget to be subscribed. And I'll probably be doing it around 2 hours before the actual presentation. Or we will probably be doing a bingo card and a bunch of other stuff like that. That brings us to Animal Crossing. I think the dream is dead. They have never once shown off Tease, a mainline first party Nintendo game in a partner showcase. And I don't think that's going to change here unless this Animal Crossing game is a spin-off made by a different developer. For example, with Cadence of Hyrule. Cadence of Hyrule, they lend the Animal Crossing, or sorry, they lended the Legend of Zelda IP to the Cadence of Hyrule, or the Crypt of the Necrodancer team. This game was revealed in the first ever partner showcase, I believe. And, you know, legitimately was, you know, a surprise for a lot of people that Nintendo was able to give them Nintendo gave their IP to a game like this. But this is the only way I think we could see Animal Crossing in this presentation. And I would love to be wrong, but it really wouldn't make sense for Nintendo to show off an IP like that in a partner showcase like this. Because I think the only reason why they added Nintendo Direct into the partner showcase branding is to get people to watch it. Because I don't think a lot of people would watch it regardless if it didn't have Nintendo Direct. If it was just called partner showcase, I think a lot less people would actually want to tune in. But basically, Nintendo lended the Legend of Zelda IP to Brace Yourself Games and Spike Chunsoft. So who says that they can't do that for Animal Crossing? And this could be like legitimately Animal Crossing 2026. But then again, and now I'm just speaking hypothetically, because the leaks from what we saw from beat 'em ups, the only leak that talked about Animal Crossing is that his league basically is a bunch of third-party games. You know, Death Stranding, Director's Witcher 3, and Metaphor ReFantazio. I don't know. I see, like, we would not see a GameCube shadow drop. I don't think we'll see Metroid Prime 4 release date unless it does come out in September, but then that's a first party and it doesn't make too much sense. And then like this one more thing just doesn't make too much sense. So I think that this is debunked in a sense, but it is interesting because Nate the Hate said something relating to Animal Crossing. Probably the most credible leaker, also basically gave us hope that this direct was going to be a thing. He also said in his podcast as well that this was most likely going to be a partner showcase. Has been responding to people on Twitter where he's basically basking in the glory of everyone trying to doubt him. So he's basically, you know, some people are saying still Animal Crossing teaser at the very end. He said, I never spoke of Animal Crossing, ask whoever did. And he says he does not know of anything regarding Animal Crossing. He does say that he should have just claimed that Animal Crossing was going to be shown. People would have believed without a second thought, because I think correlating to the beat 'em ups. And then he posted this gif asking, will Animal Crossing be shown? Shout out to TARDIS, who is in our Discord server. But legitimately, myself, unfortunately, guys, I think the dream is dead, at least until maybe in August or September direct. I do not think we're going to get a direct in September, or maybe we could. I don't know. Bro, we're going to, literally after this one ends, we're going to get rumors for a general direct next week. I still think we're getting a direct in September. I find it hard to believe that we would get a Animal Crossing reveal now. It just is unfortunate. And I did have my doubts with beat 'em up source from the beginning, and I still chose to believe him, and that's my fault. But what does this mean for the next direct? It's gonna be huge. There isn't gonna be a Mario focused direct, and this next direct that will be happening is gonna be big. Presumably they don't show off any release dates until maybe September, and then in September they show release dates, 2026 titles. But this is very interesting because I wonder how the August 1st investors meeting is going to be, because they don't really have anything to really point to in their horizons. They're just going to say, yeah, it's still in development, or yeah, we're still planning a release date. And I don't think that looks good to the investors, but also the sales for the Switch 2 might also look good to the investors. So I really have no idea. But yeah, I think this kind of basically deconfirms any sort of Mario 40th anniversary stuff, but I'll get into another video. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys still think we're going to see Animal Crossing? We only have about like, what, 8 hours left to see. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and join me live as I react to this. I'll be live about 2 hours before the actual presentation. Just chatting, maybe playing some video games. And I'll also be live in the Discord playing super secret Nintendo games. So yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and join that. That's really about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Or, sorry, reacting to the presentation. Goodbye.